Seventh graders today. So 2 chances out of 12 would reduce to 1/6. Let's look at example 5. We flip 3 nickels. What is the probability of flipping 2 heads and 1 tails? So on my first flip, I'm going to get heads or I'm going to get tails, right? If I flip heads on my second turn, I can get heads again, or I can still get tails again. On my third flip of the coin, I still have the option of getting heads or tails on each flip. So that gives me a total of 8 options here, right? 8 total possible outcomes. So now I want to know the probability of flipping 2 heads and 1 tails. So I need to look at my outcomes here. So to help us out, let's label them. Oops, that's what I wanted. Let's label them so they're a little easier to organize. Okay, so on my first flip, I could get heads, heads, heads. Or I could get heads, heads, tails. Or I could get heads, tails, head. Or I could get heads, tails, tails. I could get tails, heads, heads. Or I could get tails, heads, tails. And finally, I could get tails, tails, heads. Or I could get tails, tails, tails. Ran out of room for that one. But that gives us our 2, 4, 6, 8 different outcomes. So which ones of those are 2 heads and 1 tails? Here's heads, heads, tails. Here's 2 heads and 1 tails. Here's 2 heads and 1 tails. And that's all we've got, right? So 3 of our outcomes out of the 8 total were heads, 2 heads, and 1 tails. All right, now is a chance for you to pause the video and work out on your note sheet on your own questions number 4, 5, 6, and 7, and submit your answers in Edpuzzle. I know you will do great.